Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the featherweight contender himself, Mr. Isaac Lowe. Isaac, welcome back on the show, my man.
Hi, thanks for having us back on, pal. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going okay. It's fantastic, like I say, to have you back on. I think the first interview we did was back in 2016, so it's been a long time interviewing you now. Great to have you back on. We last spoke back in July of last year. At that time, you just knocked out Jonathan Santana in Scotland. Since then, you've had 2 more fights, 2 more wins, 1 in Bolton, 1 in Riyadh. It seems like you're in a good place at the moment, boxing-wise, Isaac.
Yeah, building back up now after obviously the Lopez and Nick Ball fight. Building back up. I'm on a run, I think, of 4 unbeaten. I don't know if I've stopped 2 or 3 of them or out me last 4. So I'm back on rolling back good again. Get back in the momentum's going good again, and I'm in a good place. Everything's going smooth. I'm back on with the family, the wife, the baby, training hard. So I'm on home soil. So yeah, it's good.
Excellent, man. Yeah, you touched on it there, the 2 losses to, obviously, Luis Alberto Lopez and Nick Ball. At that point, when you lost to them, obviously, in back-to-back fights by stoppage, I think some people were starting to think maybe Isaac is on the slide, perhaps. But, you know, to be honest, both of them guys went on to be world champions now. Obviously, you're not happy to have lost to them, Isaac, but them losses have aged quite well.
Yeah, obviously, we know from the minute the Lopez fight, when we first took that, it was always a risky fight. But listen, it was a final eliminator for the IBF world title. We're not in boxing not to mess around. You need to try and obviously fight the best and try and get the world titles. And unfortunately, I come against a top kid in Lopez. Do you know what I mean? It was a good fight. Obviously, he won fair and square. Then the second fight with Nick Ball was really down to my own self. But really, everyone was guiding me to say, just do an 8-rounder. You're coming off an hard fight, obviously, with Lopez. Build yourself back up, do an 8-rounder or 6-rounder, get the cobwebs back up and rebuild. But obviously, the chance was there, and I wanted to go back in the deep end. And we all know how good Nick Ball was, but we didn't realise how good he was. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was, again, when I went back in Brighton, back with a good fight. But you're looking back now, Nick Ball's firing away. He's another world champion. He's flying with confidence. He's beating whoever he's in. He's wearing fair play to him. And as I said, I've only been beat at the elite level. So, yeah, I'm just always, it was always at the time with a bit of a setback. And obviously people, a lot of go-on with sponsors and people obviously who always want to be around you. Then you look around the close people who do want to be with you, slide off. But I've kept my head down, kept focused, and I'm back on. I said 4 good wins in a row. The last fight out was a great win against a lad who had 17, 116, a tough kid who comes forward, comes to fight. So it's put me in good contrast for my next fight.
Absolutely, man. And yeah, like you say, you're back building up now. You've had 3 fights. You're on a 3-fight win streak, stopped 2 of them. You'll be back out again, obviously, on this Fury Usyk 2 undercard on December 21st in Riyadh. You'll be boxing Mcgregor. I think this is a really interesting fight here, Isaac. It's probably not going to get the credit because obviously the main event's such a massive one. But as far as undercard fights go, it's a really good style clash, I think, mate.
Yeah, of course it is. Obviously, me and Lee was meant to do the fight December last year. This coming up this time last year. And obviously, Lee pulled out, I think, around about 10 days before with an injury. And obviously, it was meant to reschedule it. And then obviously, I got on the Saudi card. And it just went back from there, to be fair. It's just been back and forward, but then obviously Lee's had a little bit to say, I've had a little bit to say. So it's built. I think it's built for a good fight for the card. Like I said, the styles are definitely going to clash because we know what Lee does. We all know what I do. So it's going to be a great fight. It's the Scotch versus the English, as they say. It's a great fight for the card. To be fair, all the fights on the card, you look through the list. Dennis McCann's fight against Peter McGregor, that's going to be an absolute blockbuster. You've got Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen. Again, it's going to be a shootout. We know Dave Allen's tough as anything. He comes to win. And obviously Johnny Fisher is a big bomber. So expect fireworks in that fight. And then we've got 2 other lads. I don't quite know in the middleweight. It's supposed to be really good. So it's a good card from top to bottom.
Yeah, I think you're going to probably have the quickest shower you've ever had to get straight back out there, Isaac.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that one. Quicker we get the job done, quicker we get done.
There we go. I wanted to ask, what do you make of Lee as a fighter? I mean, he had a lot of promise a few years back, but I suppose in some ways, like yourself, he had one or two bad nights and then he kind of got left in the shadows a little bit.
Yeah, Lee's a good lad. He's obviously, you don't win British, Commonwealth, English and European champion and box for the IBO world title if your pedigree is not good, obviously with a former GB member. So he's pedigree is there. He is a good lad, but I think anything what Lee can do, I'm better at. When I say better at, when it comes to fight, I'm a lot better fighter. I can outbox him. I think anything what he does, I can do better, which I suppose he's going to say the same kind of thing. So that's what makes the fight interesting. We're both going to have to adapt in there. We're both going to come and land bombs on each other. And I think it's going to come down to who wants it most.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him obviously being at bantamweight, and he was, massive. He was for bantamweight. Obviously he's up the weights now. Is this a must-win fight for you, Isaac?
I think every fight at this stage in my career, I know so for Lee. I'm 30 years old. I think every fight you're going into now is a massive fight. Every fight's a must-win fight because obviously if I go and put a good statement against Lee Mcgregor and put a good display on, and then right back in the mix, and I've got another big fight coming up, and the same goes for Lee. I think every fight's a big must-win fight because if you go into a fight and think, oh, it's not a must-win fight, or I don't need to worry about it, well then you're not training 100%. You're disheartened. You're not too bothered. So for me, every fight's a must-win fight. Every fight's got to be better than the last fight. I've got to perform better than the last fight. I've got to look better than the next fight. Everything's got to be better.
And I know, Isaac, obviously, that for many fights in your career, many hard fights that you've been in, challenging fights, you obviously had to work a job at the same time. You were juggling a job as well as training for boxing. A win here over Lee McGregor surely will probably set up the best year for you coming for 2025, because I still am one of the people that feels like we haven't seen the best of you yet, Isaac. You're 30 now. You're probably in your prime.
Yeah, I think that'll be it. I think obviously I've got full intentions to go here with Lee and put a career best performance, and then obviously now I'm still working and doing bits and bobs. Then obviously it sets up for again going getting some good sponsorship where you can put your full mind and full job on the boxing, and I think that's when you get the best of me. When I'm fully focused on my job ahead, like I am now, I'm in a happy place. It's the best when you're best of me. It's like I'm at home, training at home now. I've got my family around me. I've got my baby. So I've got home comforts. I know some fighters like to be away. I like to be away myself sometimes. Obviously, most of my career I go away with Tyson on training camps. But it's nice for this one to be a bit back on home soil and just preparate at home and then get ready for the big one.
Excellent, my friend. Your old foe, Ryan Walsh, was back the other week knocking out Reese Mould in one round. Did you catch that fight at all? Obviously, it was a massive upset.
No, I never seen it, but I heard about it. And fair play to Ryan. Listen, he's one of them guys who's always been dedicated to the sport. I think Ryan, he could be back in the 39 now. But it just shows up that higher weight, he's always throughout his career he's been a massive puncher. And I've just seen he's got another big fight coming up now on 7th of December. What I've just seen before on Frank Warren's show in December. So he's just landed another big fight. So all the best for him. Listen, the bigger the weight for Ryan, I think it suits him at lightweight because he used to always. I know he's he's quite small, but he's quite big built. So yeah, all the best to him, and hopefully he can get a good end to his career now.
Yeah, good words, man. And of course, I must ask, you're obviously very close to Tyson. I know you say that, for this training camp, you've spent it at home. But what can you tell us? How's he getting on? What have you heard? What can we expect in this rematch, Isaac?
Yeah, to be honest, nothing different from last time. A bit more focused, a bit more switched on. And I think he'll do the job. I think, obviously, it showed last time the fight was unbelievable close. It could have went to either fighter. Whoever got it, you couldn't round with. But up to round 7 or 8, in my eyes, Tyson was winning the fight comfortable till he actually got hurt in round 9. The fight swings, it took a bit of a swing, but in my opinion, probably a lot of people probably say, "Oh, you're biased because you're obviously Tyson's mate," but I think you can't win a fight just by one super round. There's obviously a lot more to it, but I think if Tyson's now switch on more and goes a bit more forward, and obviously you've got to be smart with Usyk. You don't come a cruiserweight world champion for nothing, under stupid, and also heavyweight if you're not good. So you've got to be smart, and then but I do expect this time around Tyson to get the job done. I'm expecting a brilliant fight. To be fair, again, the same as last time. It's round 13.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a great watch. The first fight was fantastic. He has to be smart. He has to be switched on. And if he is those two things, he can win. He can win well. I mean, like I say, I really agree with you, Isaac. He was having a fantastic fight until he got caught, and I think it was just a lapse in concentration momentarily, and it was a big turn in the fight. So yeah.
Of course it was, and that's what. Just a couple of little issues where you have to adapt. As all fighters, you've got to do things, and it's easier said done. It's easier saying it, but doing it in the ring sometimes. Or when you're tired and when you've got someone in front of you and who's as good as you, it's quite hard to. But if you just switch off for 2 or 3 seconds, that can change the fight. So he'll be ready. He'll be fully switched on. He knows what he's got to do, and we all know what he's got to do. And as I said, I'm not nothing more but a Tyson Fury win. I'm expecting.
Yeah, I'm absolutely hoping so. I don't want to throw Amir Khan under the bus, but we know Amir Khan used to sometimes switch off in fights, get a bit too involved, not be smart. But Tyson Fury's shown us that he can be smart for a whole 36 minutes. We saw it with Wilder. He's done it before. He can do it again. I'm really confident.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, every time Tyson's had a setback, he always come back and he knocks the person out. So if that's anything to go by, we should be getting a stoppage.
I cannot wait. I'm even more excited now. Just before we let you go, Isaac, if you've got any closing words to the listeners, like I say, it's great to have you back on. It's been many, many years. Just close out with a little message, my friend.
Yeah, just everyone, thanks for supporting me over all these years now. Everyone's still following me, and obviously you get your good and you get your bad. Just keep following us and enjoy the build-up to the December the 21st. Enjoy the show, and then everyone have a safe Christmas and enjoy.
Excellent, my friend. Listen, Isaac, as always, the pleasure's mine. Thanks so much for your time today, and best of luck on December the 21st, my man.
Thank you very much, now. Cheers for having us. Thank you.